Hey guys, I actually wasn't going to film this video review because what I did was I bought a tripod to film my gear reviews, but I was so impressed by this tripod I had to do a review for it in itself. So I got this tripod because my old one was a little inadequate. It worked, but you know, it had its shortcomings, and we're gonna go over that in a little bit. But so I bought this one, and let me show you. I'm really impressed with it. It's a Andobil. I think that's the way you pronounce it. But anyways, Andobil, um, and it comes in this really small form factor. I mean, you look at it, it's very small, but it opens up really easy and really big. And you see that, and we're gonna take a look at it in more detail. But unlike my previous tripod, you know, the stand is a lot more stable. Let me open this. If you look at that tripod stand and how easily it opened up, it opens up to a bigger base than my previous one. Therefore, it's a lot more stable. But it opened up real easy like that, and it closes. The other one I had to have a screw, and let me show you what the old one looked like. All right, so the older one has a slightly smaller base. The legs are a little bit thinner, but they're made out of metal, but this is plastic. It's a little bit fatter, it's a little lighter weight. You can see that the spread is a little bit bigger on the new one. But what I like about the new one, and this one, I have to open up the base and I have to tighten it with this knob. And this is just self-tightening. You just put it out and it's good to go. This guy, if you don't tighten up that knob, what happens is this leg does tend to slide up and down a little bit. You know, it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work. This is just going to be a little bit more convenient for me. In addition, my old one, I had to open up these things and then bring it down, clamp it in, and adjust the height by doing that. So I adjust the height, close it, and clamp it. But this, I can adjust the height by just moving it up and down and just stopping. I don't have to do any clamping, so that's really handy too. The old one did have a remote control like this one. This one has a remote control too, which is great. But let me show you another thing that I really like about the new one. It's the way that the cameras mount onto this thing. So this has this little tightening thing where I could adjust it, and same with this. There's something there too, but there you can feel this is definitely a sturdier hold than this. But let me take out another phone for me to show you. But when I put my phone here, what I have to do is I have to unscrew this, put in my phone, and then I screw it in to hold it tight. Well, with this new base, I could do it one of two ways. Because I have a mag in my case, it's a metal thing. So this thing, you know, for the iPhones, it has that little metal thing. So I could just put it in there just like that, take it off really easy with that magnet. And if you don't have a magnet, and if you don't have a metal ring, you know, it comes with a metal ring for you also, and some cleaning stuff. And what's neat is it even gives you a little template to put it on your phone so that you line it up in the middle where it's supposed to be. So that's real nice, and lint cleaning things. So I think that's really cool. And because of this magnet thing, I'm gonna be able to take it in and out real easy. But if I didn't want to, so I could do it the old way too. I don't need to use the magnet. If I had a phone and I wanted to do the old way, what I do is I just push this button and it clamps. And to release, I would open it up, push the button, and it clamps. But anyway, I do have a magnet, therefore, I mean, I could use either way. If I need something more stable, of course, I'm going to clamp it. But if it's not, you know, a very stable situation, I want a quick release, you know, I'm just going to do that. So that's really cool. Another thing that I liked about this, and it's a little embarrassing because I've never owned a selfie stick in my whole life, but you know, it does open up into a selfie stick. So I've actually never used a selfie stick. I always thought they were kind of embarrassing, but I did have situations in some of my videos where I did want to use a selfie stick that I did not own, but I guess I own a selfie stick now, so I can't say I don't own a selfie stick, but I guess I do. Anyways, the last thing is I want to compare how compact this thing folds up into. All right, the one drawback is that it does tend to be a little sticky when you want to close it up. So if you push it down too hard, you might lodge it in too well, so you have to work a little bit harder to push it in. So that's one drawback of my new stick that my old new tripod that my old tripod didn't have. But anyways, let's close them both up and compare. And you could see my new one is definitely shorter and more compact than my previous one. They both came with a case, and let me show you the case for this guy. All right, so this is the case it comes in. You know, it fits it nice and neat. You know, it's nothing special. It's just a fabric case with a strap on it. So the sizes compare like this. So, you know, my old one was functional. It worked, and I filmed all my previous videos in it, but I did want something a little bit more flexible that gave me ability to do some other things. So next up, let's compare the height. You know, this is a smaller form factor, but, you know, is it going to be a shorter tripod? Let's try it out. All right, I have both tripods lined up, and surprisingly, despite having a smaller form factor, it's actually a higher tripod. It opens up higher by almost a foot. Let me see by how much. All right, so I'm going to measure from the base of each tripod where the phone would sit. And from the base to the base, this is taller by around 8.5 inches. So, okay, not a foot, but 8.5 inches taller. I'm folding this thing up, and again, my one complaint about this tripod is that when you push it down all the way, it gets a little bit tight, and it's a little bit hard to slide it back up because this doesn't use any of the screw type fasteners, so it has to kind of wedge into its slot right there. And if you wedge it a little too hard, it gets a little sticky and it doesn't close very easily. So I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing that it doesn't move, but when you're trying to close it, it does get a little sticky. But anyway, again, I wasn't going to review this device, but I liked it so much when I was setting it up to do an item I was going to review. I wanted to show you guys the tripod itself, this Andobil Magstick tripod. So anyways, my next videos will be filmed on this guy.